Hello chaps and chapesses, it is I, the leader of the Explorers Club, and I'm afraid to say that your loyal reporter, Palicopad, has made a bit of a boo-boo. It would appear that in the excitement of following Dion Fortune around in her quest to reclaim the Necronomicon, he managed to forget to press the record button. The silly bugger was only talking to himself for 40 minutes. What an idiot! As always though, he did send me his report detailing what went on in the expedition number 4, so I thought I'd fill you in. Whilst waiting on the dock, Miss Fortune was approached by a trader who requested her to go find and steal a stone idol from a local village in the area they were heading to. Although perturbed by the quest, Dion hesitantly accepted the mission on the grounds that she would be paid for her troubles, which the trader begrudgingly agreed to. Even though hundreds of prospective adventurers arrived at the docks, intent on going on the expedition, she did not believe any of the new recruits were a high enough caliber to join the trek, and so left the space empty in the hope that that mysterious egg found on the last expedition would hatch, and whatever was in there could fill the void. Or their stomachs. The trek started well, with both Jim and Pharaoh reaching their full potential early on. And then it happened. The egg hatched! It turned out to be a bloody tortoise! As Dion had nurtured the egg since she found it, she decided to keep it and named him Mr. Harlow, who turned out to be a better hauler of items than Miss Catley the donkey. This part of the land was a harsh and desolate place to survive in, and supplies started to run low. Thankfully, Pharaoh noticed a stone idol with some cocoa leaves placed around, in which formed the shape of a dancing gorilla. Bloody strange, these natives. They collected all the leaves to use when all their supplies ran out. Sadly, that was sooner rather than later. With the group on the brink of starvation, Miss Fortune made the executive decision to allow the other members of the group to eat the cocoa leaves in order to sustain them that little bit longer, with dire circumstances. Jim Sterling, as well as already being a raging alcoholic and very superstitious, also became a fierce sexist with an illogical fear of butterflies. That mad drunken bastard! Before anything else untoward could happen, the expedition chanced upon a native village who welcomed them with open arms, fed them and allowed them to rest. Fate would have it that these were the natives which the trader from the docks had spoken about, and the idol was in a prominent position in the centre of the village. Fearful that this expedition would be an abject failure, and with a heavy heart, Dion decided to steal the idol and slip away under the cover of darkness. That heartless wench! It would appear though that the idol had a hand in turning the fortunes of our intrepid adventurers. It is reported that after cresting a hill the very next day, they observed shrines for as far as the eye could see. They came across more gold in the oncoming days than they could carry. This expedition would be a success after all! But bad luck had not escaped them completely. After looting the third and final shrine, the group were accosted by a pair of gorillas caught up in a mating ritual. The male ape was so incensed by the disturbance he charged at Pharaoh, killing him dead. Unperturbed, and with what skillful use of dynamite they were carrying, the remainder of the group managed to bring down the beasts without any more loss of life. Claiming that the death of Pharaoh was on Dion's hands, Jim Sterling became an angry, bitter man, who over the course of the next few days drove Miss Fortune to the brink of despair. In an act of sheer lunacy, she decided to translate and read aloud a strange scroll she had come across days before in the hope it would hex Mr. Sterling into being a less abrasive person. Hex him it did! He became an abomination! Completely out of food and friends, Dion sought shelter in a nearby cave, where she came across an ancient map detailing a hidden area within the world untouched by man. She promised herself she would get out of this pickle and find it. Death or glory! That night, she had an epiphany. If the Necronomicon was not of this world, then she wouldn't find it in this world. She would have to search every portal in order to fulfill her destiny. A few days later, cold and starving, and with no civilized company, she happened to fall across the Golden Pyramid. She had survived, but at what cost? What cost? And that pretty much brings you up to date. Now go explore! Adventure awaits! Hello, this is Palicopad, a very sheepish Palicopad, and welcome back to the Curious Expedition, Alpha 30. Expedition 5 of 6, not 4 of 6. I may have made a little boo-boo with my last recording. It would appear that I have two keyboards, right? I have my gaming keyboard, which is a clicky one with my cherry keys. Clicky click, very nice, very precise. And then I have my wireless quieter keyboard, which I use for recording. And it would appear that my batteries in my keyboard had died. Well, you see, when I record, I have to press my F9 button, and because I use DX Toy, it goes from a little green 60 or 120 frames per second icon in my top right hand corner to an orange one. I may have not noticed that it hadn't turned orange from green, and therefore I played out an entire expedition and talked to myself pretty much and didn't press the record button. So good times. But hopefully the little bit of a catch-up intro I've done, which took me a little bit of time to do, but I thought it was worth it just to make it up to you guys for missing the expedition out, has caught you up to speed and explained exactly where we are right now. So as I said, Expedition 5 of 6 with Dion Fortune. We have lots of fame. We are ahead. We are numero uno right now, and we have a modest amount of money. And again, hopefully you've been caught up, so you know that we have found a cave drawing here on our last travel, which means we have opened up the golden prehistoric lands. Now, as stated in my little intro, I am looking for portals. I have this theory at the moment, because I've looked on the internet and I've tried to find out how I get my hands on a Necronomicon, and there's absolutely nothing on the internet to say otherwise. It's here, or it's there, or you have to do this, or you have to do that. So I'm thinking, because the Necronomicon is an otherworldly article in itself, then you'll probably find it in another world, and well, the portal takes you into a different dimension. So I figured that's a good place. So I did go into a portal last time. I picked badly. And the one question mark I had left was probably a shrine, but I didn't get to it in time. Yeah, we are looking for portals. So with that in mind, we can go to the Golden Prehistoric Lands, which is a remote, uncharted area, hidden inside a giant mountain crater, contains a buried Golden Pyramid, with no portal. Or we can go to the Grand Jungle, and again, that's got a cenote, but no portal. We have the Yalompani Drylands. That has a sacrificial shrine, which could be interesting. Or we have the Golden Drylands, which has lots of shrines and quite a few villages. But there's nothing really, standing out. Obviously, if we were playing for money and for fame, then the Golden Prehistoric Lands would be the place to go. But I'm thinking we go and check out the shrine at the Yalompani Drylands. There's a couple of missions there, not going to make much difference. There's plenty of shrines, so we should be able to find some monies. And if it's a case that the Necronomicon is randomly generated within the shrine, I suppose that makes more sense. So, Drylands it is. Let's do it. After a good night's rest, I stored my equipment on the ship. There were still some preparations necessary, so I spent my time on the deck, enjoying the cool breeze. Not long after my arrival, the trader approached me. He was eager to see the idol we had obtained. And yeah, so let's hand over the idol. Hand it over. We handed over the idol. A smile brightened his face as he turned the idol in his hands. Very nice. We were given 50 funds as a reward for our efforts. A military man approached me and spoke of a deserter who had abandoned his post and hidden in a native village. I would be handsomely rewarded if I could return with him. Right, okay, this is my issue, right? As stated before, we've got me, who's got adequate dice, nothing too crazy. We've got Miss Catley, and we've got Mr. Harlow, and we've got our Abomination, previously known as Jim Sterling, who's got good dice, but have we got enough to take out a deserter? I suppose there's no harm in trying, is there? Let's give it a whirl. Let's give it a whirl. The soldier was seemingly relieved as I accepted his request. He saluted us and wished me luck before leaving the harbour. I was proud to see that the boarding of our ship had attracted some attention. Many new recruits showed up, eager for adventure. Who did I want to recruit? So we have Brother Ebenezer, we have Captain Derek, and we have Homie Sarabiji. He's superstitious, that's not good. Derek's good, and Brother Ebenezer is not good. But we do have a few missionaries in this one. See, I don't know if the Abomination's dice will work with everyone else's, so it's probably better to have some more attack dice, I suppose. And we get Santi back for fighting, so... and he can carry more. So yeah, let's do Captain Derek. We could use a soldier and welcomed Captain Derek Lawrence in our trek. At last the ship was prepared to leave the harbour. Righty, so we need to purchase some equipment. What do we need? Right, we could do with a few more torches. So, we'll have 4 torches. We've got a few dynamite. Well, I don't think we're going to need any machetes because we're in dry lands. We're probably going to need the rope though, so let's take all the rope. We'll take all the whiskey. Now, we can take the campsite. And it's only 50, I believe. 60. We'll do that. We'll do that. And what about medikits? I suppose technically we're only going to have 2. So if we take 2 of those, that leaves us with 16. How much is dynamite? 10. Okay. We've got to have binoculars. Another torch, I suppose. Yeah, another torch. That'll do. That'll do. At last our ship was ready for departure. Well, let's get out of here. Let's go. Expedition 5, not 4, 5 of 6. And we're generating items. That's good. Maybe the Necronomicon is a item. Here's hoping. Oh dear, it's very rocky. And we've got a magnetic mountain. Awesome. Great start. Great start. In the thick mist of a rainy morning, we reached the land of our upcoming adventure. We had arrived, and it was time to start exploring. We should get what we came for and then leave. Something over because it's off the screen. Yes, I concur. I concur. Well, we might as well promote you because there's no one else I can promote. Yoink, yoink, and yoinks. We've got an extra set of dice as well, which is great. Well, yeah, we've got dynamite. 6 regions. This is a rubbish first region. Let's go to the question mark first. We can always get on a hill a little bit closer. Oh, it's a cave. Okay, well we'd have to walk around to get to the next question mark anyway. So let's explore the cave. We found a cave. Its opening led deep into the darkness. We needed a torch in order to venture into its depths. Let's explore the cave. We lit a torch and descended into the darkness. We arrived at a chamber. It seemed to be used by the natives of this region as some kind of ceremonial tomb. Inside it were mummified corpses. Let's investigate the mummies. Many of the mummies were too old and rotten to be of any value. However, after a thorough investigation, our search was successful. Oh, mummy. Nice. Okay, so we're going to be ignoring the magnetic mountain. Let's get up onto this hill. There's lots of mountains around. I don't think I'm going to be seeing too far, but any distance is better than no distance. Okay, so are we verging into the second region? We are. We are. Okay, well, let's go up to the next question mark north of us. Oh, something's erupting. And explore that cave. We approached a cave. Its opening seemed to lead deep into the mountain. We required a torch in order to venture into its depths. Did we bring enough torches? Probably not, Freddy. No, Derek. Probably not, Des. Probably not. We lit a torch and descended into the darkness. We found a small cavern filled with the remains of what seemed to be a failed expedition. The few mortal remains were long rotten. Let's have a look. We were delighted to see that one of the corpses was still clinging to valuable equipment. Oh, well, they stack, so we'll take all those. And then we've got a treasure map and a shovel. And a shovel. Cool. Let's have a look. I always tend to forget about the the shovel. So we've got 2 mountains and a couple of hills next to them, and then a little bit of bush. A little bit of bush. Well, we've got a fair bit of bush down the bottom. Fair bit of bush. It's nothing around there, though, he says. Oh, nope. No. All right, further up. None of those. Any of those? Nope. So it's nothing that we can see at the moment. For completionists' sake, I suppose is one way to say it, let's pop ourselves up on this hill and it will clear this area here. So we can just make doubly sure it's not going to be around there. Aha. Alright. So, let's... is it here? Nope. Nope. No, it's not. Okay, well, let's 21. Let's just drink the 1 whiskey and get north to that question mark. We just need to look at everything, really, and just make sure. I heard unusual sounds. I hurried to find out what was happening and found Captain Derek Lawrence, who was being attacked by the abomination. Oh, Jim. Oh, Jim. Protect Captain Derek Lawrence. Oh, Jim. So, 12 out of 12. Let's... we're going to lose capacity as well, aren't we? What you got? Right, we can do a planned explosion, which would help, I suppose. That's going to half his health. Oh, don't start playing me up now, mouse. And then we can give him a swift kick to the nuts. That's another 3rd. And then if we attack, and then hopefully, as long as the pistol comes up, yeah, we've got a quick shot, and that will kill him off. Sorry, Jim. Godspeed. We stripped what was useful from the dead. Meat. Alright, so, what are we going to do? What are we going to drop? I'm not worried about the meat, and are we that fussed about the treasure map? Probably not. So, let's leave it. We shall... Oh, but then again, I only need to abandon one thing. So what would I abandon? The panther skin. We'll get rid of the panther skin. Okie doke. Right, so, shrine. Let's do it. A large building loomed in front of us. All manner of plant life grew towards the sun. A circle of dried up blood had been drawn around the whole structure as a warning for anybody that dared to enter here. Celestial symbols of sun, moon, and distant stars were carved on various places on the structure. This is bad. This is bad. I'm stuck between wanting to explore the shrine and see what's available to us, to just getting away from this shrine in particular. But again, we've not known where the Necronomicon comes from. It's probably worth just having a quick look in. We carefully entered a well-preserved ceremonial chamber. We quietly looked around the majestic hall. An altar flooded by light, throned in its centre. And as it turns out, it's only gold. It's only gold and moonstones. We shall... See, now we've come in. Does that mean it's going to kick off anyway? Should we just take the moonstones? Let's leave. We decided that it was better to leave the shrine untouched and hurried our departure. Probably for the best. Probably for the best. Alright, so, this map. Oh, hang on, we've got to get rid of something. What do we have to get rid of something? What do we get rid of then? Probably the horn flutes. Can we use the horn flutes? No. We need the torches. The gorilla hands are going to be good for trading. But are they going to be better than... No, we're just trying to stay alive. So let's just get rid of the shovel. And in turn, let's get rid of the map. Screw it. Screw it. And carry on. Oh dear. Well, at least we don't get sidetracked by that, I suppose. Oh, look. We could have done with you a turn ago. We entered a mysterious-looking hut. It was dark and damp inside, with all kinds of dried herbs and other peculiar things hanging from the damp walls. A native shaman approached us with an absent stare as he chewed on some leaves. Okay. Very slowly, the shaman got out a bag made of animal hide and presented his wares. What do you have? Oh, you have a moonstone. The fact you keep throwing moonstones at me makes me think I'm going to need at least 2. What's a gorilla pull worth? Not too much. How much is a moonstone worth? Yeah, about the same. How about a flute? Yes. And I'll take a cocoa leaf. No deal. How about some rope? I've got lots of rope. Yeah, 1 rope. That'll do. That'll do. It took some effort, but after all, we made a deal with the shaman. Cool. And we'll eat the cocoa leaf. Oh, Christ. Captain Derek Lawrence's fingers began to itch whenever he saw valuable objects. Awesome! We have a stealer. This is not going too well in general. Oh. Okay, right, let's make our way north. Yeah, we're making our way north. I just gasped. Because that's probably going to be a tunnel, and we need to get up there as well. Let's examine the shrine. We arrived at a long-forgotten shrine. Its stone walls were covered with ornate engravings. Waist-high stairs led up into an enormous doorway. Celestial symbols of sun, moon, and distant stars. What's with all the celestials? We had found a sacred altar room. We quietly looked around the majestic hall. Our steps echoed, don't, as we approached the sacred altar. And again, I'm not too fussed. We decided it would be better to leave the shrine untouched and left immediately. Okay, so we need to drink some alcohol. That should do us. 34. Let's go to the hill first, because that area is going to flood, I feel. Yep, there we go. Flooding it is. And we have a village. Right, let's attack first, and then we'll go to the village. 4, and then we're at 6 health. So, roll true, blue dice. That's not rolling true. Oh dear. Right, well, we'll kick anyway, because we only need the blue dice. We might be able to take out 1. Come on, blue. Huzzah. That's what we needed. All dead. We stripped what was useful from the dead. Take everything. Right, now let's get to the village. They're okay, but still. We carefully approached an unknown native village. The villagers were some form of religious unity. As we arrived, seemingly the whole village surrounded a mysterious-looking idol. I could tell they were performing some kind of ceremony. We tried to not disturb their doing while unpacking our crates. A peculiar stone idol stood in its centre. We were guided by a crowd of cheering kids into the village. Our reputation seemed to be very good in this region. Cool. Well, with that in mind, does that mean we can recruit? I asked around to find out if some villagers were willing to join the trek. Not long after, I had assembled some volunteers and had to decide for a new recruit. Right, so we have Tuyu, the shaman, who has some interesting dice. We have Natsi Pawizu, the native animal handler, who has a fetching hairstyle. Very nice. And he is superstitious, but he does increase the inventory for our pack animals, and we do have 2, so that could be very useful. And we have Bafa Quippy, the shaman. I think it's going to have to be Natsi. Natsi Pawizu, the animal handler, joined our trek. Our time with the natives was a delight. They remained friendly and offered us more help. An elderly woman laid down some plants by the idol. Okie dokie. Well, let's trade. We need to get rid of some stuff. And as it turns out, there's a little bit of gold we can take here. We don't want the meat. We don't want the pelts. We don't want the paw. What can we get for that? Gold? Drums? A horn? 2 horns? 2 horns. Good deal. Good. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's fine. I came to an agreement with the natives. We got ready and headed out, as new adventures could be waiting around the next corner. Natsi stayed behind for some time, as we had some more business to attend to with the villagers. Or as he had some business. However, he caught up with the trek that very day. Now he is superstitious and local. And we can now get across. So let's run. Run quickly. There we go. There's the first seal. We approached a mysterious structure that partially seemed to be made out of pure gold. We found some kind of mechanism on its sides. With some time we would probably be able to activate it. However, what would happen upon activation remained a mystery. Activate the seal! It took us time, but eventually we were successful to activate the mysterious mechanism. All of a sudden a huge beam of light rose from the seal. Cool. Cool. Right, we need to get over to that one, which is probably going to be the next seal. What do we do? We drink. We drink! And hope to God that nothing floods in the meantime. Run! Quickly! We made it. And there's the second seal. Captain Derek Lawrence behaved withdrawn and seemed to be daydreaming a lot. I followed him secretly and noticed with horror that he was caressing a stone idol. Ooh. He managed to get the idol. Oh. Do I take the idol or do I ignore it? You can keep it. I don't want it. You can keep it. I sneaked away again without confronting Captain Derek Lawrence. It was better to simply ignore this problem for now, I presume is what was supposed to be said there. Right, so, seal. La-ti-da-ti-da, etc, etc, etc. Activate the seal. Many hours done. Doopy-doopy-doo. Continue. And that's where we're heading. That's where we're heading. Awesome. Right, so we don't have to worry about finishing this expedition now. We just need to get there. So let's bang those drums. Umbo bongo. They're drinking in the Congo, and we shall risk it for 1 sanity. I can't see an issue with that, he says. Oh, it's a shrine. Oh, and of course, people are upset. Anxiety spread amongst the group. Captain Derek Lawrence told us he had been so nervous that he dropped an item during our last leg. A rope and animal teeth. That's fine. Animals can't speak! No, Mr. Arlo! Please don't do that. Oh dear. He's going to leave us, isn't he? He's going to leave us. Right, examine the shrine. We stood before a temple comprised of huge stones. Its stone walls were covered with ornate engravings. Low-hanging vines partially concealed the entrance that led within. The structure was slightly tilted and sunken into the ground. The ground seemed stable enough to enter it, though. Let's enter the shrine, then. We had found a sacred altar room. We quietly looked around the majestic hall. An altar flooded by light throned its centre. Investigate. And gold and moonstones. Gold and moonstones. Cracks. Holes. Risk it. Take it all. I would not leave empty-handed. We secured the treasure. We grabbed the treasure and hurried outside as the whole area started to collapse behind us. We would have to run for our lives to avoid being devoured by the giant chasm that was beginning to form. Oh dear. Right, so let us drink 3 more alchemy holes and get to the south side of this one question mark. The reason I'm choosing south is because it's the only way we can make it without possibly running into the dead end up by the mountains up here. And as it turns out, it's the altar. So, we found a massive stone altar located in the middle of a natural jungle clearing. I was surprised to see that the altar looked absolutely pristine. A deepening was filled with magically clean water. Markings seemed to hint that objects could be sacrificed by putting them into the water. Nazi seemed visibly upset at the idea of desecrating this spiritual site and warned us about incurring the wrath of the gods. Don't do it. Okay, let's have a look. Now, I've got this gold. I'm not fussed by the gold. Is it worth anything to sacrifice? Because everything I've thrown into one of these beforehand has been rubbish. Gold. No. Gold. Gold. No. Right. Doesn't like the gold. Okay. Drums. No. Horns. No. Moonstone. No. Mummy. No. Dynamite. No. Medicine. No. Binoculars. Guns. Torches. Lots of torches. Alcohol. Rope. Not even rope. Oh dear. How the hell do you fill this bar up? It's obviously something very specific that needs to go in there. Drums? No.
Okay. I had nothing to give away. Continue. You're going to be swallowed up by the hole then. That's fine by me. Fine by me. Let's carry on. Running away from the massive chasm behind us. Oh, enemy attention. We approached an old campsite, the remains of an expedition that had long failed before us. Excuse that. All the bones we found had been cracked open and, as it seemed, sucked dry. My instinct told me we would find something of value here. We formed small search teams and searched the place. To our surprise, one of the rotten crates still held some valuable equipment. Hooray! Bullets and cocoa. Okay, we'll take the cocoa. And we are good. Let's eat the cocoa and carry on to the next question mark. Just a little bit south of us, and it's a mission. Let's get rid of this gold. We went through the gate and we were greeted by an old missionary. He rejoiced at the sight of new faces, as he had been alone for what seemed like an eternity. In which case, let me access your storage room. The priest allowed us access to the mission storage room and promised us that he would have all items sent back to the civilized world for us if we wouldn't be able to pick them up again ourselves. That's awfully nice of you. Have some gold, have some gold, have some gold. After talking about the storage room, the missionary returned to his everyday duties. You don't think we're trading, friend? The missionary produced some of his supplies. Right. Whiskey'd be good, because it won't take up a space. So it would stack. What can we seriously get rid of? Flutes? Can be used to distract wildlife. How much is a flute worth? Quite a bit. Okay, how much is a whiskey worth? Whoa! Even more. Okay, what about teeth? No. I want to keep the teeth in case we find something interesting. Because we can always use the campsite. We haven't used the campsite yet, so no, screw him. We did not come to an agreement with the greedy missionary. We said our goodbyes and he wished us luck. New discoveries await. Okay, let's move on. We want to stay north of that tiger, really, so we'll use a couple of more sanity just to make sure we stay away. Oh dear. Let's have a look. I inspected the mysterious man-made stone sculpture. Its cold eyes seemed to focus on us. Its presence felt uncomfortable, and I desired to move on. I saw some items by the statue. They must have been put there by the natives of this region. They were sacrificial offerings, as it seemed. Is there a Necronomicon there? No. Right, okay, so we've got the voodoo doll and the berries. We can take those all, no problems. We took what was useful to us from the sacrificial offerings. Cool. If I upgrade you, do you get more loyal? Is this how that works? Let's just promote you once. And we'll see how you go. We'll see how you go. Right, so southwards is done. Okay, so we need to get up on that hill, really, don't we? Let's get up on the hill. See what's around. Please don't attack me. Please don't attack me. Oh, just the one. Okay, what we got? 10 out of 10. Roll! Right, so you and you go together. Stable position. Shield of 2. Or damage and shield of 2 in the riposte. That's probably best. And then let's roll again. Oh dear. Roll again. Oh, we can get a quick shot off. And a precise attack. So we're gonna be in a little bit of a fighty fight. Hey oh, cheeky. Ah, leave Derek alone. Let's just shoot him in the face. Take it. Take it. We stripped what was useful from the remains. And again, we'll take everything. We're doing okay on teeth. We're doing okay on teeth. Alright, so. Oh, and now we've got a scorpion in our way. Awesome. Awesome. Right. Show me the way. Show me the way. We are... Yeah. We're doing alright. Should we try using this voodoo doll? We haven't used it yet. Let's see what happens. Click. -1. Oh, is it everyone? Does it affect everyone? Does that mean they're like frozen? Maybe that means they're frozen. We'll see. We'll see. We need to sneak past this scorpion. So, and I'd like to head northwards to the mountain and find out what that question mark is. So, let's use a horn on you. And let's get 50, 38. Let's get as far north as we can. Go! Go, 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 go. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? 12 out of 12. Okay. For the win. For the win. Oh, thank God for that. Planned explosion. That's half done. Yeah. We could go for a riposte. That's 3. That's all I can do, isn't it? Roll. Yeah, we better put some more shields up. Oh dear, please. Oh dear. Okay, time for an ass kicking. Okay. Well, we better do another planned explosion. That's the only way of finishing them off quickly. We stripped what was useful from the remains. And we have Scorpion Sting. Good for trading and lots of meat. Let's take it all. Right, with that in mind, everyone's a bit knackered. Dion is down to 6. Derek's doing okay on 9. Nazi is fine on 5. And maybe we should just call it quits. Let's check out what this one is. Yeah, let's check out what this one is, because that will open up the surrounding area as well, which will help. That's another old campsite. We approached an old campsite, the remains of an expedition that had failed long before us. The skeleton of what must have been a French explorer stared at us through hollow eye sockets. I was sure we would find something valuable here. We spread out and searched the area. To our surprise, one of the rotten crates still held some valuable equipment. More dynamite. Very nice. And we'll take the mangoes as well. Why not? Let's eat the mangoes. Let's... so they're only injured. So 10, 6, 7. Let's heal up 2 people. We set up camp to treat the injured, so I shall heal myself. We use the first aid kit to treat the injuries of Dion Fortune. She had some colour return to her cheeks afterwards. And then we can either heal up Nazi or we can heal up Captain Derek. Well, I'm not so sure that Nazi's going to hang about, so let's heal up Captain Derek. We use the first aid kit to treat the injuries of Captain Derek Lawrence. He has some colour return to his cheeks afterwards. Cool. Okay, let's just do these 3 here and then just get out of here, because this isn't going well. This isn't going well. That's going to be a cave, and I feel that might be a tunnel leading to the other side of the map. But we'll have a look. We found a cave. Its opening led deep into the darkness. We needed a torch to move inside. Let's have a look. We lit a torch and descended into the darkness. We were surprised to see that this was just the entrance to a long underground tunnel. Leave. We know where that goes. Okay, so what's the cost of getting over to there? 28. Because we've got the berries too. They don't give you much back, but I suppose it frees up a space. Let's go and have a look. We can afford it now. We can afford it. Although the rivals are now moving again, so it must just put them off for a couple of goes. We found a cave. Its opening led deep into the darkness. We required a torch to move inside. Okie dokie. We lit a torch and descended into the darkness. We found a concealed passage in one of the walls that seemed to lead into another part of the cave. Only one person could fit into the opening. Right. So we could risk it. We've only got 1 set of dice, so we're not going to bother. No. And let's make our way back in the other direction and find out what this question mark is. What the hell does the shrine do, guys? That's very annoying. There must be something really specific to put in there to make it open up. A shrine towered above us. Time had taken its toll on the structure and had eroded what once had been a majestic sight. One would have to climb up the outside to reach the entrance. A thick layer of sand seemed to surround the structure. See, where's this shrine been for the game? It could have just dusted everything over, got rid of all the the foliage and the jungle, and we'd be good. We would have been good. Let's use a rope. We've got plenty of it. After securing everyone, we successfully scaled the towering shrine. We carefully entered a well-preserved ceremonial chamber. It was a truly awe-inspiring sight. I held my breath as we discovered an ancient altar in its centre. God, we'll take it all. This was not a day of hesitation. We took what we came for. We grabbed the treasure and hurried outside as everything behind us began to wither and die. We could not tell how, but it seemed like we had caused some kind of shift in the climate of this region. And to the last question mark. A mission. Well, there's no need to see him. Let's just, what can we do? Let's use the campsite. Why not? We can. So there we go. We've set up camp. And let's enter the camp. We set up our camp. It only increased my yearning to sleep on a feather mattress again. So let's rest. I told to pack down the trek and allowed everyone to rest. All hope seemed to be lost. Even the warming flames of the campfire had a hard time to ease our minds. The constant strain on our minds had resulted in a neglect of personal hygiene. Nazi was suffering from a disgusting case of jungle rot on his feet, which caused him quite some pain while travelling. I considered waiting for some days. Otto. That's alright. That's all we need sanity-wise. That's not a bad replenisher at all. Sleeping with a roof over one's head was a luxury we were seldom afforded. Let's pack up the camp then. It was time to pack up the camp and get going. I told everyone to put the equipment back into the crate so we could move on. And let's get back and hope we don't need too many moonstones. There we go. Boom. The majestic golden pyramid rose above its environment. Overcoming all the obstacles, we had yet survived. Hooray! After weeks of travelling, great pride overcame me. I knew that his name, Dion Fortune, would go down in the annals of world history. I congratulated the Nazis, but instead of joy, I saw sadness. He would not follow me to the civilized world. Boo. To the Explorers Club! So we finished first. And we did okay. We got a bit of gold back. I'm annoyed with myself about Expedition 4 because it was a great expedition. A lot of stuff went on. Hopefully I've explained what you missed out on in an interesting way. Don't expect it on every episode, mind. It took me a long time to put that bit together. So anyway, let's crack on. Bravo! Right, what medals you got for me this time? We have Desert Explorer, reduced movement costs in deserts. We have Strong Mind, increased maximum sanity. And we have Occult Vision, reveals the location of all stone circles and increases the radius when analysing them. Well, it's going to be Strong Mind. Obviously the sanity is the best thing there, so Strong Mind it is. Hooray! Okay, so we are back. We are still way ahead of the competition. Not that that matters. What do we do? Well, we always keep the moonstones. We've learned the hard way before. And we're going to keep all the teeth as well. Keep. We are going to... How far ahead are we? Just under 200. We're going to... We're going to lose some space because we haven't got the animal handler anymore. So, let's... gift the flutes. We shall... What's that now? 260. We will sell the gold. We'll gift the mummy. We'll sell the drums. 50 or 40. We'll sell the gold. We'll sell the pelt. We'll keep the scorpion glands. What are we on? 760. And we got 181. We didn't find the guy, so we didn't complete the mission. No money there. Let's sell the gold and sell the gold. Why not? I know a Russian collector who will love this. Cool. And that is it. That is Expedition 5. We're doing okay. We've got plenty of cash. Our fame's ahead. But this Necronomicon still eludes us. There is just no sign of it. There's no inclination. There is no hint. There is nothing. Boo. Boo. Anyway, hopefully normal service will resume as of the next episode. Again, I do apologise about that one expedition. It was a good one, and I am gutted that it didn't record properly. But smack on the hand for me. Lesson learned the hard way, which is how most lessons are learned, to be honest with you. Well, the ones that stick anyway. So thank you for watching. As always, a like is appreciated, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.